Before I tell you how she stole millions in diamonds, I need to tell you how she walked into luxury stores, looked the staff in the eye, smiled, and walked out like nothing happened. No mask, no weapon, no running, just confidence. Because for over 60 years, Doris Payne did something almost unbelievable. She didn't break into jewelry stores. They let her in, and that is what makes this story different. Let's go back to the beginning. Because this didn't start in Paris or Monte Carlo or inside some luxury diamond showroom. It started in segregation-era America. Doris Payne was born in 1930 in West Virginia, a time when opportunities for a black girl in America were almost non-existent. Her father was a coal miner. Her family didn't have money, they didn't have connections. What they had was survival. And from a very young age, Doris noticed something. Something small but powerful. She once walked into a store as a child with her mother. Her mother wanted to try on a watch, but the store owner refused, not because they couldn't afford it, but because of how they looked, because they were black. That moment stayed with her because she realized something early. People don't treat you based on truth, they treat you based on perception, and if perception could be controlled, then maybe reality could be bent. Years later, she tested that idea. She walked into a jewelry store alone, dressed neatly, calm, confident. She asked to see a watch. The salesperson hesitated, then handed it over. That was the moment she realized that confidence opens doors that force never can. Her first theft wasn't dramatic. No alarms, no chaos. She simply walked out with it. It's a nothing happened. No one chased her, no one stopped her, because in their minds, she didn't look like a thief. That one moment became the foundation of a career that would last over 6 decades. Now here's where it gets interesting. Doris didn't operate like criminals you're used to seeing. No gangs, no weapons, no violence, just strategy. Her method was simple, but genius. Step 1, she would enter a high-end jewelry store, not just any store. We're talking luxury, the kind of places where diamonds sit under glass, worth more than most people's homes. Step 2, she built trust. She smiled, she talked, she asked questions, she made the staff comfortable. Step 3, she asked to see multiple pieces. Not one, multiple. Rings, necklaces, diamonds, creating confusion. Step 4, distraction. At just the right moment, she would redirect attention, a question, a movement, a pause, and step 5, she would take one, just one, slip it into her hand and continue like nothing happened. Then she would thank them, smile, and walk out. No rush, no panic, because panic creates suspicion, and Doris Payne never wanted suspicion, she wanted invisibility, and it worked. Over and over and over again, she traveled the world. United States, France, Italy, Japan. Luxury stores across continents fell for the same method. And here's the part that made her almost impossible to stop. She didn't look like a criminal, she looked like someone's mother, someone's grandmother, someone respectable. And that image became her greatest weapon. For decades, she stayed ahead, but eventually the system caught up. Doris Payne was arrested, not once, not twice, but multiple times. And yet, even after being caught, she didn't stop. In her 70s, she was still stealing. In her 80s, still walking into stores, still using the same method. At that point, it wasn't just crime anymore, it was identity. She became a legend, not just in police records, but in pop culture. Some people saw her as a criminal mastermind, a symbol of rebellion, a woman who outsmarted a system that once rejected her. Others saw her for what she was, a career thief, someone who built a life around deception. And that contrast is what makes her story so uncomfortable. Because Doris Payne forces you to ask questions you don't usually ask. Is a crime less serious if no one gets hurt? Does intelligence make wrongdoing more acceptable? And why do some criminals become admired? Even late in life, she continued to face arrests. And one of the most shocking things about her story is that she never truly stopped. Not because she needed the money, but because this was who she had become. A woman who learned early in life that the world judged her before knowing her, and instead of fighting that system directly, she learned how to use it. She turned perception into a weapon, and for over 60 years that weapon worked. But here's the truth. For all the diamonds, all the luxury, all the global headlines, there's a cost. Because at the end of it all, no matter how clever the method, no matter how smooth the execution, crime always circles back. And Doris Payne's story isn't just about theft. It's about perception, power, and the dangerous line between being underestimated and becoming something you can't walk away from. Now, I want to ask you something.
Do you see her as a genius, or just a criminal who got lucky for a long time? And if someone uses intelligence instead of violence, does that change how you judge the crime? Let me know in the comments. I read everything. And if this story surprised you, share it. Because the most dangerous stories are the ones that don't look dangerous at all.